Later in the day, preparations for the Satsuki Cup are underway at the hotel. Seikine, Ichiwa, and Momiji gather for discussions. Mikiko encounters Shizuoka and a now well-rested Kazuha in the lobby, inquiring about Kazuha's training. Upon hearing that a former queen is assisting Kazuha, Momiji proposes a friendly match. However, Shizuoka steps in, volunteering herself as Momiji's opponent. Momiji agrees to the alternative. In another hotel room, Seikine finds himself confronted by Heiji and the slumbering Kagoro, with Conan strategically positioned behind the couch, mimicking Kagoro's voice. The detectives accuse Seikine of being Yajima's killer, citing his lack of an alibi, a possible motive, and a revealing slip in his language. Seikine had referred to Yajima as being knocked down, avoiding specific terms like stabbed or slain. The detectives, lacking concrete evidence, watches Seikine departs, using staff duties as an excuse. Conan and Heiji decide to monitor Seikine closely, anticipating any slip-ups under the pressure of the situation. They head outside to Heiji's motorcycle to continue their observation. The tournament site sprawls expansively, making it challenging for the police to provide full protection to Momiji and Ichiwa throughout their journey. Consequently, Heiji and Conan plan to tail the police convoy. Conan has gathered information about the finals venue, Satsuki Hall. Nestled into a steep wall above a lake, accessible only by elevator, the hall allows only the two finalists and the reader inside. Equipped with microphones and cameras broadcasting to other halls, it boasts noise barriers and air conditioning. He receives an email from Hibara with details about the man from Momiji's wallet, identified as Shirkao Nagoro. Simultaneously, an ominous figure plants a bomb beneath a car in the hotel's underground garage. Meanwhile, in Kazuha's room, the match between Momiji and Shizuoka concludes. Momiji, preparing to depart, assures Kazuha that she won't underestimate her, recounting a past lesson where she underestimated a beginner and faced a humbling defeat. She shares that Heiji served as her bodyguard, maintaining a watch outside her house all night. As Momiji bids farewell, Kazuha seethes with frustration at Heiji and resolves to triumph over Momiji in the upcoming tournament. The police convoy, transporting Ichiwa, Seikine, and Momiji, departs from the hotel, with Conan and Heiji discreetly following. From a distance, a mysterious figure adorned with Kaida's ring observes the convoy and triggers the bomb beneath Seikine's car. Later in the evening, Conan, Heiji, and Ichiwa find themselves in a conference room at the Osaka Prefectural Police Headquarters, joined by Otaki, Jinshiro, and Heizo. Otaki delivers the report that Seikine is still alive but in critical condition, while Momiji remains unharmed. The police officers suspect a targeted attack on Satsuki Kai members. Conan presents Ichiwa with the photo of Shirkao Nagoro, prompting Ichiwa to share more about this mysterious figure. Nagoro served as the president of Nagoro Kai, an exclusive Karuta club boasting only 20 members. Known for his aggressive gameplay, Nagoro never lost any of his 6 favorite cards during his career. 5 years prior, he challenged Ichiwa's wife, Satsuki, to a high-stakes Karuta duel. The loser was to disband their respective club. Despite the duel being leaked to the media, Nagoro failed to appear, disappearing ever since. The public pressure was immense, forcing Satsuki into a position where she couldn't decline. Consequently, the Nagoro Kai collapsed without its president. At that time, Toshiya Yajima strongly advocated for the Nagoro Kai's dissolution. Although Nagoro Kai members were permitted to join the Satsuki Kai, only 2 chose to do so, Koji Seikine and Momiji Ooka, Nagoro's favored student and the strongest newcomer in Nagoro Kai at that time. Otaki receives a call, revealing that Seikine had received an email just before the explosion. The email contained only a single Karuta card attached as a file. Ichiwa identifies this card as one of Nagoro's favorites. Panicking, Heiji immediately contacts Momiji, who, upon checking her account, also finds an email with one of Nagoro's cherished cards. Despite Heiji's urgent plea for her to seek refuge at the police headquarters, Momiji adamantly refuses, citing her need to prepare for the imminent Satsuki Cup. Meanwhile, Conan receives an email from Hibara, confirming that the card Yajima was holding is also one of Nagoro's favorites. Remarkably, the card threatened in the Nichiuri TV bombing was another one from Nagoro's collection. Heizo, Junshiro, Conan, and Heiji are led to suspect that Nagoro is the mastermind behind these incidents. Returning from exile after 5 years, Nagoro appears to be seeking revenge on Momiji and Seikine, the perceived traitors from his club, along with Yajima, who vehemently advocated for the Nagoro Kai's dissolution. Both Conan and Heiji are convinced that there will be 2 more victims since Nagoro has never relinquished a single one of his favorite cards and still holds 2. Heizo and Junshiro promptly order a significant increase in security for the upcoming Satsuki Cup. Outside the police headquarters, Heiji and Conan engage in another conversation with Uchiwa, who appears to be concealing something. As they leave Uchiwa's office, Conan finds it peculiar that Uchiwa's car was not washed for the tournament day, a routine he usually adheres to before such events. While the events unfold, Ran reunites with Momiji, returning her lost wallet. Inside, Momiji finds her cherished lucky charm, the photo of Nagoro. Intrigued, Ran inquires about the picture featuring Momiji and Heiji, prompting Momiji to share the story behind it. She recounts the past when Heiji, a rookie, defeated her in a spontaneous tournament. Overwhelmed by the loss, Momiji was in tears, and Heiji, in a gesture of consolation, assured her that the next time they met, she would be his wife, a promise that he made with unwavering determination. This belief has been Momiji's source of strength throughout the years. Ran questions the seriousness of such childhood promises, reflecting on Shinichi's love confession in London. Momiji, however, asserts that a true man stands by his words. As Ran continues her Karuta training with Kazuha, she finds herself contemplating Heiji's childhood promise. Despite being aware of Momiji's words and promise, Ran decides to keep this information from Kazuha, not wanting to upset her friend. Meanwhile, Momiji, back in her mansion, gazes at the photo of Nagoro, seeking reassurance from her master to stand by her side in the upcoming tournament. On the bustling day of the Satsuki Cup, security is tightly managed by Ayano Koji and Otaki, utilizing handprint scanners to ensure only authorized personnel have access. Despite their vigilance, Togo Kaida, disguised in a staff uniform and equipped with a valid authorization, sneaks into the premises unnoticed by Conan, Heiji, and Ayano Koji. Kaida proceeds to the security room, bypasses the hand scanner, and incapacitates the guard. Skillfully, he enters a password into the computer, disabling the fire protection system before irreparably damaging the equipment. As the tournament unfolds, enthusiastic cheers from the detective boys, Conan, Ran, Mikiko, and Shizuoka resonate for Kazuha. Ultimately, Momiji and Kazuha emerge as finalists among the 80 participants. President Uchiwa, serving as both boat operator and reader, ferries the determined competitors to the Satsuki Hall. In a friendly exchange, the 2 girls express their resolve to win and, interestingly, to confess their love to Heiji. In a clandestine move, Kaida infiltrates a warehouse, strategically placing a bomb on a shelf. However, a fatal error occurs, setting the timer to a mere 2 seconds upon activation, resulting in a devastating explosion. Ayano Koji, Heiji, and Conan trace the billowing smoke from the explosion back to the shed. Initially, they consider the possibility of Nagoro accidentally causing his own demise, but Conan discerns Kaida's distinct ring wedged in a tree. Otaki relays to Ayano Koji that Uchiwa's secretary received the ominous email with the 5th favorite card on her boss's phone. In a moment of panic, Heiji urgently checks Kazuha's smartphone, confirming her reception of the 6th favorite card via email, precisely timed when she qualified for the finals. The culprit's destination becomes clear: the Satsuki Hall, the venue for the ultimate showdown. The police swiftly head towards the hall, with Heiji and Conan tailing on Heiji's motorcycle. As the police approach the elevator leading to the Satsuki Hall, a deafening explosion erupts at its base, igniting a colossal fire fueled by accelerants. Determined, Heiji and Conan embark on a daring journey, circling the valley basin to ascend the escarpment via a treacherous mountain path. As Heiji and Conan speed through the twists and turns on the motorcycle, a realization strikes them like a lightning bolt. The pieces of the puzzle fall into place, leading them to a shocking revelation. President Kensuke Chiwa might be the mastermind orchestrating this elaborate scheme. The carefully crafted plan suggests a vendetta by Nagoro, a man who, in truth, never left the Uchiwa house 5 years ago. He was murdered. The body, presumably hidden in Satsuki Hall, becomes a sinister element in Uchiwa's scheme, designed to be discovered in the explosion along with Momiji, Kazuha, and himself. Recalling the incriminating photo featuring Uchiwa, Satsuki, and Kaida, the detectives connect the dots. The dirty car that morning, a detail easily overlooked, now amplifies their suspicions. Meanwhile, in the midst of chaos, Momiji and Kazuha remain unaware of the unfolding danger. As they engage in the final moves of their Karuta match, the transmission to the spectators abruptly halts due to the earlier explosion, cutting them off from the unfolding crisis. Heiji and Conan leap off the cliff, hurtling towards Satsuki Hall on the motorcycle. With remarkable precision, Conan uses his soccer belt to manipulate a nearby waterfall, creating a makeshift giant soccer ball. This improvised water source extinguishes the flames near the elevator, a crucial move to prevent further catastrophe. Heiji positions himself protectively in front of Momiji and Kazuha, ready to confront Uchiwa, while Conan secures the ancient cards scattered around. In the stack of cards, dried bloodstains from Nagoro are revealed when placed in a specific order. This unexpected twist unveils a fingerprint, pointing directly at the true culprit, the person who had seized the cards from Nagoro during that fateful match. Uchiwa's confession sends shockwaves through the room, but the astute minds of Heiji and Conan refuse to be deceived. Unyielding in their pursuit of the truth, they expose Uchiwa's desperate attempt to protect the Satsuki Kai's honor. The president's plea to keep the cards out of evidence is swiftly dismissed, as Heiji and Conan unravel the real narrative. Satsuki, not Uchiwa, is the murderer. The truth is laid bare. 5 years ago, Uchiwa returned home to find Nagoro already dead. It was Satsuki, consumed by a fit of rage, who had brutally beaten Nagoro to death with a radio. Collaborating with Kaida, Uchiwa concealed the lifeless body and feigned ignorance about Nagoro's whereabouts. The detectives deduced this revelation from the peculiar state of Uchiwa's car on the day of the public duel, a detail that spoke volumes. Uchiwa's car, typically washed before every match, remained dirty, a subtle sign that no match would be played as Satsuki's opponent was deceased. Uchiwa goes on to detail Satsuki's descent into depression and emotional numbness following the heinous act. Tragically, she succumbed to illness 3 years ago. Uchiwa further explains that the sound recording played during the duel was one of Satsuki's practice sessions, allowing her to anticipate it almost by heart. Despite her familiarity, Satsuki's panic-driven belief in Nagoro's invincibility led her to commit the unthinkable act in a desperate bid to preserve the Satsuki Kai's reputation. Uchiwa, on the verge of ending it all, brandishes a bomb trigger, ready to bring the chaotic drama to a devastating conclusion. However, Momiji intervenes, recounting a crucial conversation with Nagoro just before the ill-fated duel. In a surprising twist, Nagoro reveals that his feelings toward the Satsuki Kai and Satsuki herself were not driven by hatred but rather admiration. Nagoro, suffering from an impending eye disease that would render him blind within a year, sought recognition and praise from Satsuki, his first love. Momiji speculates that Nagoro orchestrated the private duel to showcase his skills, aiming to gain admiration from Satsuki. The intentional loss in the subsequent public duel would serve as a pretext to dissolve the Nagoro Kai and ensure the safety of its members in the Satsuki Kai. Tragically, Satsuki, unaware of Nagoro's true intentions, took his life. Uchiwa, grappling with disbelief, crumbles in despair, surrendering the bomb trigger to Heiji. As the revelation unfolds, the structure of the shrine begins to crumble due to the earlier fire damage. Utilizing the elevator, Momiji, Uchiwa, and Conan find themselves on the roof just as the structure succumbs to the flames. The elevator, now teetering on the edge of free fall towards the lake, faces imminent disaster. In a heart-stopping moment, a cable snaps, and the elevator hurtles downward. Miraculously, Conan, with his resourcefulness, uses his suspenders to replace the broken cable, preventing a catastrophic impact just before reaching the lake. The police, orchestrating a timely rescue, pull Momiji, Uchiwa, and Conan to safety, marking an end to the harrowing ordeal. Amidst the crumbling hull, Heiji and Kazuha make a daring escape on Heiji's motorcycle. With the valley basin stretching below them, they face a critical decision, leaping into the lake at the bottom, which would be fatal, or aiming for a plateau lake farther away, where survival remains a possibility. A collapsing wall reveals Nagoro's skeleton behind the bomb, adding a somber note to the already tense situation. Clinging tightly to Heiji, Kazuha braces for the perilous jump. Heiji, armed with the bomb trigger, revs the motorcycle and propels them out of the disintegrating hull. In midair, Heiji triggers the bomb, utilizing the explosion's force to enhance their jump. The duo manages to land in the plateau lake, although Heiji's motorcycle succumbs to the ordeal. Kazuha teeters on the edge of the plateau, but Heiji's swift action prevents a potential fall. The next day, as Heiji and Kazuha bid farewell to their companions at the hotel, Kazuha concedes that Momiji technically won due to her quicker final move, interrupted only by Heiji and Conan's daring leap. Momiji joins the scene, ready to cash in on her bet. Reminding Heiji of his past promise, she presents the photo from her purse. Heiji, however, misinterprets his earlier words, thinking he meant meeting her again when she becomes a stronger Karuta player, not as his future wife. A collective look of annoyance from the onlookers follows, while Momiji calls her butler, Iori, who promptly arrives with a car. Before departing, Momiji assures Kazuha that, despite this round's outcome, she won't easily let go of a card she's chosen, quoting Nagoro. Kazuha smiles and nods in acknowledgement. Oblivious to the underlying conversation about him, Heiji remains convinced that the two girls are discussing Karuta. As a token of gratitude for staying with us until the end of the video, remember to like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay tuned for upcoming engaging content. Until next time.